Whispers of Wine and Shadows. Part 1, Innocence Lost. Oscar, a middle-aged man, lived in a quiet suburban neighborhood where everyone knew each other. He had always been friendly with his neighbors, especially Missy, a single mother who lived next door with her young daughter, Emily. One beautiful day, as the weather turned mild, Oscar ran into Missy and Emily while tending to his garden. "How have you been, Oscar?" Missy greeted him warmly. "I'm doing just fine, thank you," Oscar replied with a smile. "Won't you come over for a glass of wine? It's such a lovely day." Missy hesitated for a moment. "Not today, honey. I'm working till 9, she explained, gently stroking Emily's hair. But as soon as she declined, little Emily's eyes welled up with tears. "Daddy, I want to see you," she whimpered. Oscar was taken aback by Emily's words. He had always been a good neighbor, helping Missy and Emily whenever they needed it, but he had never imagined that Emily might see him as a father figure. Missy noticed his surprised expression and immediately stepped in, trying to console her daughter. Now, Emily, Mr. Oscar is just our friendly neighbor. He's not your daddy," she said softly. But Emily was persistent. "He's my daddy. He's my daddy," she cried, her small voice echoing through the tranquil street. Missy was visibly flustered and embarrassed by Emily's outburst. She quickly excused herself and hurried back inside, leaving Oscar puzzled and with a sense of unease. Part 2, The Courtroom Battle. Days passed, but the incident with Emily haunted Oscar. He couldn't shake off the feeling that something was amiss. Then, one day, he received a court summons. Missy was taking him to court for child support, claiming that Emily was his daughter. Shocked and confused, Oscar hired a lawyer and prepared himself for a courtroom battle. Missy was determined to prove that Emily was his child, while Oscar adamantly denied any involvement. The trial dragged on, and as each day passed, Oscar's life became more entangled in this web of suspense and drama. Part 3, Unveiling the Secrets. As the trial progressed, both sides presented evidence and witnesses. Oscar's lawyer tried to disprove the claim, but some of the evidence raised questions. There were vague memories from that night of dining and drinking fine wine, but Oscar could not recall anything that would suggest he was Emily's father. During the trial, an unexpected twist emerged when a private investigator revealed that he had found evidence suggesting that Missy had a history of manipulating situations to her advantage. This revelation cast doubt on her claims and credibility. Meanwhile, Oscar began to delve into his own past, searching for any clues that might link him to Emily. Memories resurfaced, and he recalled a time when he and Missy had been friends many years ago, before he moved to the neighborhood. As he dug deeper, he realized that there was a possibility they had been romantically involved, but he couldn't remember anything substantial. Part 4, The Truth Unraveled. As the trial entered its final phase, Oscar's anxiety grew. He knew that the truth needed to be unveiled, for the sake of both Emily and himself. Determined to find closure, he continued his investigation. One evening, while going through old boxes in his attic, Oscar stumbled upon a forgotten journal. As he flipped through its pages, memories came flooding back. He discovered a journal entry written on the night of that dinner with Missy. In it, Oscar described how they had been more than friends, sharing a romantic connection and consuming a few glasses of wine. However, the entry ended with uncertainty, as Oscar confessed to being too drunk to remember the rest of the night. With newfound evidence in hand, Oscar approached his lawyer, who presented the journal in court. As the words were read aloud, the courtroom fell silent. It became evident that both Oscar and Missy had struggled to remember that night, and the truth was finally unraveled. Part 5, Redemption and Healing. The revelation brought closure to Oscar and Missy. While they might not have remembered the events of that fateful night, the truth was now clear. Emily was not Oscar's daughter, and he was not legally obligated to pay child support. With the trial over, Oscar and Missy had a long heart-to-heart conversation. They acknowledged their mistakes and the consequences of their actions. Oscar expressed his desire to be a supportive friend and neighbor to Missy and Emily, while Missy promised to be more honest in her dealings. As the days turned into weeks, the neighborhood began to heal from the drama and suspense that had engulfed it. Oscar continued to be a caring figure in Emily's life, and their friendship grew stronger. Life returned to normal, and the lovely days became more peaceful again. Oscar learned to cherish the simplicity of his existence while being a pillar of support for those around him. In the end, the whispers of wine and shadows had taught him the importance of truth, trust, and the strength of genuine relationships.